हेलो एवरीवन, वेलकम टू आईएफएस। एंड आज हमारे साथ और एक गेस्ट जुड़ चुके हैं। एंड वी कैन से इनकी स्माइल से देखकर आपको पता हो गया कि मुस्कुराइए, आप लखनऊ में हैं। एंड दे आर बिलोंग फ्रॉम लखनऊ। एंड शी क्वालिफाइड गैट बी एग्जामिनेशन फ्रॉम जनरल कैटेगरी। एंड बहुत सारी चर्चा इनसे कर लेंगे, बहुत सारी बातें इनसे कर लेंगे कि कैसे इन्होंने क्वालिफाई किया है, कैसे इन्होंने एग्ज़ाम को टारगेट किया है, क्यों लगा कि इनको गैट बी टारगेट करिए, सारी तमाम बातें इनसे जान लेंगे। बट फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल इनका इंट्रोडक्शन हम ले लेते हैं, तो प्लीज़ इंट्रोड्यूस योर सेल्फ।
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Shatakshi Negi. I completed my schooling from Lamatania Girls College, Lucknow, and my graduation from Banasthali Vidyapeeth in Nevai, Rajasthan.
ओके। एंड फ्रॉम व्हेन यू स्टार्टेड द प्रिपरेशन फॉर द आईआईटी जैम, गैट बी एंड स्वेट पीजी, ऑल द थिंग्स।
Two
just tell
weeks
just
before the
first tell
scheduled
me about the
dates.
gad b examination, then we will go one by one.
Okay. GATB, I started preparing 2 months before 20th April, the scheduled date. So I started preparing from February 20th.
Okay, बढ़िया. And you qualified all the other examinations which are for MSc entrance?
I qualified most of them, but I don't have a good rank or a good score in most of them except for GATB.
Okay, you just qualified all the examination, we can say.
Hmm.
Great, बढ़िया. एंड आपको पता कैसे चला इन सारे एग्जाम्स के बारे में?
My teachers at Banasthali Vidyapeeth, and I keep myself updated with the news.
ग्रेट. एंड सेम थिंग विद आईएफएस, आपको कैसे पता चला आईएफएस के बारे में?
My immunology teacher, Miss Purnima Pandey, told me about you.
ग्रेट. एंड तब से आप यूट्यूब से देख रहे हो आईएफएस को?
No, I purchased the mock online test series so that I could best revise for the exams.
एंड ऑल द अदर थिंग्स यू प्रिपेयर्ड सेल्फ, वी कैन से.
Yeah, self study and my teachers.
Great. And just tell me about the examination, that 3 hours of that examination hall. What was your
Mhm.
feeling when you are attempting that exam?
For GATP, most of the time I was feeling, oh, I've done this before. I did this in school. We studied this in this lecture. This is so easy. That's what I was feeling for most of the
because
questions.
because you prepared well. That's why you have that feeling कि yes, easy
No,
है.
because the GATP examination, most of the questions were very simple or based from on subjects we had studied in the 8th standard, the 10th standard,
Hmm.
and in section A, approximately 50% or almost 50% of the paper was elementary mathematics, and
Yes.
it had been one of my strong points.
Great. And do you remember how much you attempted in both sections?
Yes, I remember. In section A, I attempted 50 out of 60 questions. And in section B, I attempted all 60 questions.
Great.
We had to choose 60 out of 100, so I attempted all 60. And in section A, 13 out of the 50 questions that I attempted were wrong. And in section B, 11 questions were wrong. So that made my score 157 out of 240.
Great. I think you have a photogenic memory. You remembered all the things, you attempted the questions, yeah, you did wrong the questions. Great.
No, because the day they released the answer keys, I calculated my tentative score.
Bye. Badhiya. And what about the future? How do you see yourself in from the from 5 years from this?
5 years, I have no idea, but as of the present, I'm one debating about whether to go for an MSc using my GATP score or to pursue BSc honors at my university,
Great. And
honors with research.
do you think that you should be in the field of industry or PhD or in the academics?
Actually, I want to be a scientist. I want to do research. I want to discover or invent something new, contribute to the already existing scientific knowledge of humankind. I want to be a scientist
Why?
because I want to do something that benefits mankind. I want to discover or invent something. I want to be famous. I want people to remember me. I want my name to be written down in textbooks.
Great. एंड जब हम सिलेबस की बात करते हैं, तो सिलेबस में पर्टिकुलरली ऐसा कौन सा यूनिट था जो बहुत आपको चैलेंजिंग लगता था?
Mm, we had never covered the topic of bioprocessing and industrial studies in great detail in our syllabus, although there was a topic on industrial biotechnology, but that did not really deal with the mathematical part of the subject. So I guess that one. I did not even prepare it for the exam, and I was lucky that they didn't even make any questions out of it.
ओके, ग्रेट। मतलब आपने टोटल स्किप कर दिया था उसको।
Yeah.
एंड उसके कॉन्ट्रास्ट में ऐसा कौन सा यूनिट था दैट यू लाइक द मोस्ट?
Now, I don't know whether I should have admitted publicly or not, but I think I was able to qualify GATB only because my elementary mathematics was very good.
ओके, मीन्स
That was the most scoring part for me.
ग्रेट, मीन्स यू attempted most of the questions from section A, we can say.
But I attempted every question in section B.
ओके, सो नेगेटिव मार्किंग कहाँ पे ज़्यादा है, बी में या ए में?
I attempted 60 out of 100 in section B, and we were supposed to attempt 60. And in section A, I left 10 questions. So I think I
नो नो,
attempted most in section B.
यस राइट, बट नेगेटिव कहाँ पे ज़्यादा हुए?
Oh, section A.
सेक्शन ए में आपके नेगेटिव हुए? ओके।
Hmm.
एंड जब आप अटेम्प्ट कर रहे थे किसी भी क्वेश्चन को, तो कितने परसेंट एक्यूरेसी के साथ उसको अटेम्प्ट कर रहे थे आप?
Could you please repeat the question?
जब आप किसी भी क्वेश्चन को अटेम्प्ट कर रहे थे, तो कितनी परसेंट एक्यूरेसी थी कि नहीं ये 80% 70% मेरे हिसाब से सही है, फिर इसको अटेम्प्ट करूंगी, अदरवाइज मैं इसको स्किप कर दूंगी?
I think more than 50% of the questions I knew for sure that I'm clicking on the right answer. And in approximately 25% to 30%, I was more than 50% sure that I am clicking on the right answer, because if I wouldn't have been more than 50% sure, I wouldn't have attempted it, because it's always better to have no marking than negative
नेगेटिव
marking.
मार्किंग, राइट, वेरी राइट, एग्जैक्टली। एंड व्हाट अबाउट द PYQs?
PYQs, yes, they were very helpful. They helped me gauge or analyze what to expect in this year's question paper.
Great, because the concept is same in every exam you gave,
Yes,
but
most
the way
definitely.
of asking the questions are different in different exam. So particularly for GAT-B, you only solve the PYQs from recent year, we can say.
No, I also attempted most of your test series. I did questions on genetics, evolution, physics, mechanics, and mathematics, and one or two of chemistry also.
Okay, so what would you prefer from mocks and PYQs, or both, and why?
Both, but more weightage to mock test series because they expand your horizons.
Hmm.
As question if they will repeat it at all. But with mock test series, they can also take inspiration from the test series and
Okay, fine. And lastly, uh, क्या आप कहना चाहोगे हमारे व्यूवर्स को जो आपको देख रहे हैं, जो सवाल मैंने नहीं पूछे बट आपको बताने हैं?
yes, I would say thank you very much for giving me this platform, because I'm only here because you requested my interview. And if you're not 100% sure that this is the right answer, leave it. Don't attempt it, because you will suffer greatly because of negative marking. For instance, my score is 157, but if I wouldn't have attempted the questions that I wasn't completely sure are the right answer, my score would have been 163 or 165, and I would have had a higher rank. So don't be greedy, don't attempt, and make sure your basics are strong, or the study material that of class 8th, especially the studies that you do in middle school and in high school, that's of utmost importance in qualifying GAT-B.
Right,
And
exactly.
pay attention to your teachers in class.
Right. And that the part you say that the स्टूडेंट गेट्स टेम्पटेड, है ना, दे सोचते हैं कि यार
Hmm,
और थोड़े मार्क्स मिल जाते हैं और 3 मार्क्स ले लो,
exactly.
राइट, बट यू डोंट हैव दैट कॉन्फिडेंस दैट वेदर इज आंसर इज करेक्ट और नॉट, बट यू जस्ट select that question
If
and
you're
we
not sure, then leave it. For instance, in my case, I knew that Down syndrome is caused by trisomy 21, so I attempted that question. But there was another question that asked the different temperatures at which PCR is performed, the temperature of denaturation, the temperature of annealing, and the temperature of polymerization. So I wasn't sure of the answer, so I did not attempt that. Otherwise,
exactly,
it would have been -1.
exactly. That's the point we are dealing with.
Hmm.
You should be very confident while selecting any option from the question
Exactly.
because there is a negative marking, right? And that would decrease your potential score uh, by selecting any other question that you are not sure for. Okay, great. And नाइस टू टॉक विथ यू एंड बहुत
Thank
अच्छा
you
लगा
so
आपसे बात
much.
करके अभी के लिए तो फिलहाल बहुत 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 कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशंस फॉर दिस रिजल्ट
Thank
एंड
you.
you may have very bright future and
Thank you.
IFS is always there for you at any point of your life for any guidance, any counseling you want. Okay, thank you for your precious
Thank
time.
you so much.